all of you might know the story of Motorola. They were manufacturing, the mobile phone manufacturing. But prior to that, they were manufacturing the electronic products with some televisions and all. But there were a lot of quality issues, and then they have to shut down the plant, and then they reinvented their products with the novel approach called Six Sigma. Actually, in 1979, in a particular management meeting, and one of the executives in the company, he made this statement: the real problem at Motorola is our quality stinks. That means our quality is going down. This is a statement made in an important meeting in Motorola. And the chief executive of Motorola, Robert Bob Galvin, he threw a challenge in 1981 to achieve 10-fold growth in a span of 5 years. 10 times growth in all aspects, maybe revenue, maybe profit, maybe your market share, right? And everything should improve at least 10 times within the next 5 years. And the responsibility was given to two gentlemen. One is Bill Smith, who is now known as the father of Six Sigma. Another one is Dr. Michael Harry, who is a statistician. These two people created an approach, created a methodology so that Motorola is on its way towards operational excellence. What is operational excellence? Achieving the desired level of effectiveness and efficiency. That is operational excellence. Achieving the desired level of effectiveness and efficiency. That is operational excellence. And that was created by Bill Smith and Michael Harry and team under the leadership of Robert Bob Galvin at Motorola. And it is Bill Smith, he presented a research paper in 1985, and he come out with a finding. The correlation between the extent of repair the product underwent during manufacturing and its field life, there is significant correlation. So what is he saying? There is significant relationship between if you repair a product too much, what will be its field life? It will be very high or very low. If there are frequent repairs a product undergoes even before selling it to the customer, probably the same repair, the product can fail very frequently when it actually launched to the market. So this was the finding of Bill Smith, and he published it in one of the conference, and that is the reason why the Bob Galvin, he gave the assignment to Bill Smith. So this finding is also telling one thing very clearly, that you should focus on doing things right at the first time. Because why do you repair your product? Repair is nothing but rework. Why do you rework the product? Because there is a defect. Since there is a defect, I try to correct it. Correcting a defect is nothing but the rework, is nothing but the repairing work, right? So when you actually avoid all these defects, avoid the rework, that means your focus is now on doing things right at the first time, producing products acceptable right in the first run. This approach was named as Six Sigma, right? And Michael Harry subsequently developed a structured approach. And then the team created an academy called Motorola University. So what is the responsibility of Motorola University? The responsibility is to equip their people, effectively contribute to the organization's growth by learning the Six Sigma methodology, by learning the tools and techniques. Thereby, any project run inside the company will definitely produce the result, right? So this is how the Six Sigma evolved. So the organization is Motorola. It's about, the turnover is about $4,000 million, and manpower is about 1 lakh, and they were present in more than 30 locations. And the main problem statement was the quality was sinking, and then there were stiff competition because the Japanese were trying to beat in all segments. So there is a stiff competition, especially from the Japanese companies. So, but Motorola wanted to become world leaders in manufacturing of communication products, as you know, they were manufacturing pagers, mobile phones, etc. So this has created the Motorola, created the necessity for Motorola to launch an approach called Six Sigma. Another thing, the company called ABB, they were into heavy electrical equipment manufacturing and automation technology and robotics and this kind of area. A Swiss-based company. And for them, the problem is they also understood the need for improvement. Why there is a need for improvement? Because they know their performance is below the average. Their performance is below the average. They are benchmarking their performance with their competitors. Don't always, you think whatever you are doing is correct. Whatever we are doing is great. You may be great. But still, if you compare your performance with some of the best performance in the market, you understand the gap. And that is why they are saying we are below average performance. And we are well below the world-class performance. Their defect levels are 60% higher than the competitors. They are not saying their defect levels are 60%. Defect levels may be 5%. But your defect level is 60% higher than the competitors. When somebody can do a job better than you, why don't you, better yourself? So this, if you start thinking this manner, you will find enormous opportunity to run Six Sigma projects in any organization, in any process, right? And competitors are making 10%, profits 10% more than ABB. You do make profit, but your profit margin is 10%, but your competitors are making 20% profit. But products are same, market is same. So that means your ability to capture the market, will be low compared to your competitor. So these are the compelling reasons for ABB. And similarly, the General Electric, and they were into medical system equipment manufacturing, and their turnover is also very high and manpower. And the one of the scanner, what they manufacturing, the scanner speed and the life need to be substantially improved to stand in the market. The scanning equipment, you see here, its speed is 3 minutes. Scanner speed 3 minutes as compared to the faster scanners. But what is available in the market, that takes only 10 to 30 seconds to do a particular scanning. But their product takes 30 minutes. 3 minutes. Under such levels of performance, it is difficult to remain in the market, right? And moreover, the bulb life, the bulb that has been used in the scanner, that is costing a huge money, right? And every year they have, there were failures of 20 million bulbs. Every year, annually, there will be 20 million bulbs failing, right? In the pre-shipment test. What is pre-shipment test? Internal failure. Product has not reached the customer, but a failure is detected. So high replacement cost of the bulb, see here, it's very high. And so these are the reasons why General Electric required Six Sigma. So the company which introduced the Six Sigma was Motorola, and then later it was adopted by the other companies. But one good thing happened with General Electric. When General Electric implemented the Six Sigma, the methodology got upgraded. When Motorola introduced the Six Sigma, it was only 4-phase methodology: measure, analyze, improve, and control. But after implemented in General Electric, the 4-phase methodology has become 5-phase methodology. So Six Sigma was introduced in the year 1986 at the Motorola as a 4-phase methodology called MAIC: measure, analyze, improve, and control. But later, 1995, at General Electric, the 4-phase methodology was converted into a 5-phase methodology. MAC has become DMAC. D, nothing but define. Defining the problem is more important, before measuring the problem. So D was added, MAC has become DMAC. So Motorola, through the Six Sigma initiative, they made a saving over $2.2 billion every year. And every year in manufacturing related projects. They did a lot of applications of Six Sigma. They done a lot of projects in manufacturing, and the saving is $2.2 billion. And they applied the same approaches in non-manufacturing, in reducing the non-manufacturing cost also. Like all of you are asking whether this is applicable in my company or not. Every company obviously will definitely have two kind of processes. One is manufacturing process, another one is non-manufacturing. Maybe the service and all the support processes to facilitate the production, to facilitate the marketing, sales, and other things, right? So Six Sigma was actually implemented in both manufacturing as well as non-manufacturing, starting from the inception. So no doubt, all of you can use it the way you want it. All that you need to do is you need to visualize the process. You need to visualize the customer. You need to visualize the input and then the output that is coming out of the process. Similarly, ABB, there is 68% reduction in the defect level, 30% reduction in the production cost, $898 million saving each year. Everything through Six Sigma initiatives, everything through Six Sigma projects. Right? And General Electric spending $500 million, they got back $2 billion in 1 year, right? And $8 to $12 million in 5 years, all through the Six Sigma projects, right? So this is how Six Sigma has been, has born, and it has become very. So to better appreciate, you must